What's going on, guys? Twintuitive717. I am back with the Saucy Bossy, and we're going to dive into some messages from the Divine Masculines universe. Please provide clarity to those who will find this reading. What does the masculine want to communicate through this reading? All right, let's see. Okay, so I love that you're so warm and soft. It's so sexy. I drink a lot with this karmic to cope with our separation. Interesting. And you make me want to settle down. I'm going to get the overall feel for this, guys. So the fact that they're saying that they love that you're so warm and soft, it's so sexy, and that they drink a lot with their karmic partner, it really shows that this masculine, first of all, I feel like they don't think that they're worthy, or there's something about their lifestyle. Okay, they're in a karmic situation. They haven't acknowledged moving away from that karmic situation since meeting you, and I feel like that is what's causing the separation between you. For a lot of you guys, like, this karmic situation goes really, really deep for many of you. Okay, a lot of you are aware that many of your masculines are dealing with karmics who they explore things like black magic, and when you're on the journey, there are certain obstacles that are there for you to overcome, but it's more your masculine that has to overcome this particular obstacle here. But these are the things that your presence is doing to them at this very moment. Okay, I feel like with this energy as well, this is somebody, like, when they wake up and they're somewhat sober, they have major regrets about some karmic situation that they're in. A lot of your masculines could be working, like, ever since meeting you, they've been working really hard on trying to give up those habits. Okay, that is one of the most I think important things that's coming up for this particular collective is the use of substances. So when they meet the divine feminine, there's this automatic acknowledgement that, like, what I'm hearing is, I can't continue on this lifestyle. Okay, I'm gonna get some messages from this yin yang oracle as well. What's going on with the masculines in terms of what they're dealing with behind the scenes? What kind of karmic lessons are they learning with this person? Okay, I feel like it's to be truthful about what it is they want. Okay, something about this karmic partner is making them long for you even more, or making them notice the separation with you even more. Okay, so I feel like a lot of masculines may be getting ready to come out of the twin flame closet, so to speak. Again, they may not call this a twin flame journey, but what I'm sensing for many of you is that, like, they first of all, they can't stop watching you, because I feel like your energy and who it is you are, you're so vastly different from what this masculine is used to. Okay, many of you make them want to settle down. That's a brand new feeling for this masculine collective, because again, they're used to maybe these very surface level relationships, short-lived relationships. They themselves too have struggled with, like, attachment, proper attachment. But there's something about you, maybe being warm, maybe being very feminine, that creates this longing for you. We have the word separation coming out twice. Okay, we have separation and longing, and they drink a lot with this karmic partner to deal with the separation between you two. Okay, a lot of your masculines are going to go through, I feel like, awakenings around substance use, and this goes really deep. Like, I feel like it's a generational thing for many of your masculines. And that is what is so interesting about the divine feminine coming into their life, because I feel like many of you are a gift, in a sense, to this divine masculine. That's what I'm feeling here. But again, it's a little intimidating for them, because it's a lot to deal with. Like, breaking that generational curse of substance use, it's a lot for this masculine to deal with. It's like a whole entire lifestyle change. That's why many of you are so different from your counterparts. That's why there's so many obstacles in the way. And that I believe that is why they say opposites attract as well, because I feel like you're both inspiring each other in different ways. Okay, we have the shadow side as well coming up, so I do feel like this is part of your masculine's work here, okay? I'm also getting to, like, for a lot of your masculines with the dark night of the soul, I do see many of them refusing to go through the dark night of the soul because of loneliness, okay? Many of them don't want to face this, so it's comfortable to stay in karmic situations. It's really difficult to give up, you know, a lot of the substance use and things like that, because it fills a void. It releases those, you know, happy chemicals into our body, so that way we don't have to think about the dark night of the soul. For many of us on the twin flame journey, the dark night of the soul often involves divorce, you know, losing a job, you know, experiencing hitting rock bottom for many of us. And then what ends up happening is we go through this very lonely process of feeling just so alone. You'll find that everything starts falling away from you, family, friends. But the reason it starts falling away is because after you have been through hell and back, you see some things, you know, you see some things about yourself, and you see some things about the world. And when you awaken, not fully awaken, I'm just hearing like there's many periods of going through the dark night of the soul on this journey. But after you awaken initially from that first dark night of the soul, it's like you start, the first step is attracting soul family or like-minded people through you, like your passion. So right now, your masculine's true self is being stifled because they're refusing to go through the dark night of the soul. If they're brave enough to face this, which often involves them having to be alone, and for many of your masculines, it's having to be independent and self-sufficient. But I feel like this collective that I'm dealing with of masculines, they have been, you know, coddled to the point where like they lack independence, and they lack being able to be decisive and make decisions on their own. A lot of these masculines as well, they have a lot of abandonment issues, or they may have issues with like feminine, like the feminine energy in their life growing up. It was not as secure or loving or warm, okay? Which is everything. I feel like, you know, the epitome of that feminine energy is that like warmth and that love and that protection through loving you, right? I don't think that this masculine has really ever felt that. And a lot of you are dealing with masculines who've never really felt that until meeting you. And they didn't even have to get to know you to feel that from you. They felt it in their dreams long before you two ever had a chance to connect physically. They felt your energy through their dreams. They fell in love with you through their dreams for a lot of the divine masculines. Okay, even me myself, I have a lot of experience, and I've had conversations with my divine masculine where one of the things that really stood out was, you know, these vivid dreams of me. And I like, it was like falling in love with me in that state long before we even connected in the physical. So I feel like, you know, a lot of your masculines have a lot of deep-rooted issues that we can many times overlook, and I feel like it's because you just want them to get it. But there's a reason that they were put into, you know, the masculine energy, and it's because you know, like it goes deep in terms of generational stuff that a lot of them are being faced with. And it's not easy. The journey is not for the faint of heart. So for many of you, a lot of your masculines hold back from delving into this experience because they're so afraid of like being lonely. I'm hearing the dark night of the soul will oftentimes leave you in a place where it's you to fend for yourself, but in that moment you see just how connected you are to everything around you. You're never alone, but you have to go through the experience of actually feeling like you're up against the wall in order to gain that experience, right? To graduate from where they currently are, they've got to go through this dark night of the soul. And right now they're in like the thick of it in terms of recognizing what it is they need to do, particularly around leaving karmic situations behind, giving up substance use. But that's going to involve being alone. which means cutting off these types of influences or people in your life that, yes, you may be familiar with them, yes, you may have spent your whole lives with them, but if they continue to drain your vibration, then those aren't your people, right? Your soul tribe will lift your vibration. So again, we have your masculines going through a lot of regret, repression as well. Repression, again, is this really being afraid of this dark night of the soul energy, okay? Knowing what is to come. Many of them just ignore it, and it's like they continue to attach themselves to the crowd. That's the best way I can put it. Just continue attaching themselves to the crowd. Okay, we also have forgiveness and apology, and I feel like this is part of their higher self, acknowledging that, like, this is what they're going through. It's like they want, many of your masculines, they want what it is you want, divine feminine, which is that love, that love and experience. It's like you feel this in your heart, and what's the one thing your human self wants to do? It's like, of course you want to experience it in a relationship and be with this person, right? But I feel like it's not that easy for the divine masculines. And there are obstacles in the way. Like it for many of us, it's not that easy to just experience this. Many of us would if we could, but oftentimes on the journey, you'll find that it's ridden with obstacles, but it is because our soul is trying to grow. So I feel like, and also too, guys, like I want to acknowledge, like, the tougher your lessons or the deeper your lessons and the more you have to overcome, don't be so hard on yourself. Just see it as your soul is one of those, like, senior or veteran souls, where it's like the more difficult the lessons, the stronger your soul is, the more you're prepared to learn. And it's how you overcome. Especially I want to address the feminines here as well, because I do feel like it's a really tumultuous journey with your masculines, because a lot of you see them in this energy where you do see them in regret. You do see them wanting the best for themselves, but not knowing quite how to give the best to themselves, or even seeing or feeling like they deserve it. Okay, so I feel like, yeah, again, with the forgiveness card, it's like their higher self acknowledging that, yes, I want this, I just don't know how to go about bringing it together. But I feel like, let's get some cards on the Romance Angel Oracle deck. I feel like they, like, there's hope there for the divine masculines in terms of that apology and forgiveness card. Let's see what's in this masculine's heart space for you, divine feminine, especially with forgiveness and apology. What do they want you to know about forgiveness and apology? Okay, so it's safe for you to love. Again, this could be something that they are struggling with. That it is safe for them to love without seeing this as some kind of fantasy. They have to see it as something they're deserving, and as long as their mind is conflicting, it has trouble coming together with the divine feminine. Okay, part of this coming together is being your most authentic self, and with your masculine having certain habits or attachments to certain karmic situations in this lifetime, that's not living in their authentic self. I feel like many of the feminines have gone through this journey of being forced to act through your authentic self. Otherwise, you know what the dark night of the soul is like. It's like you understand, and you're not going to go into the dark night of the soul as much, because the more and more you experience this rising from the ashes type of energy, the more authentic you are in your decisions. I feel like a lot of your masculines are getting there, okay? But one thing with them is, like, they're so afraid to experience this love. They don't feel like it's real, or they don't even feel like it's deserving. And many of you, like, it boggles your mind why, but it's like they haven't had the best experiences with the feminine energy. Okay, it's safe for you to love. Open up your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. They're having trouble opening up their heart. Okay, and children definitely confirms for me that when your masculine was a child, again, the connection to the feminine energy, it's hard to trust that. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to trust that. Like, if you as a divine feminine have had, like, a tumultuous relationship just, like, with men in general, it could be like with your dad, or maybe even not having your dad around, or just even with relationships as a young adult, just running into men in their masculine energy, having it be really, really unbalanced and just leave you with that bad experience. I feel like for your masculines, it's the same with experiencing feminine energy. It's not easy to trust that you're, you know, here operating in this beautiful unconditional love when they have not experienced that. It's actually the opposite to what they've experienced. Okay, especially if this is what's going on behind the scenes as they move through this. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one, okay? Bye, guys.